welcome to the channel. Here we talk about dentistry, dental laboratory workflows, prosthetics, and everything related to this field. If you enjoy this type of content, consider subscribing, turning on the notification bell, leaving a comment below, giving this video a like, and sharing it with friends and colleagues who are also interested in this area. This is our fuel, it helps the channel grow, allows us to create more content, more videos, and bring you more information. Building this community will definitely make a difference in dental work around the world. So, today's case is a continuation of a workflow I've already shown here on the channel. This is essentially part 2, where I'll show you how to create an ideal dental model, focusing on parameters that help us use less resin while still achieving a functional, well-presented, and aesthetic model. From there, inside EXOCAD, we have some very useful tools and options, and I'll share several tips throughout the model design process. That's why this video is very suitable for beginners. It's part of a beginner-focused series on model creation, but even so, using abutments, making the first prints, and even working with analogs, you'll already be able to achieve excellent results. So let's get started right after the intro. For those who are not yet familiar with the EXOCAD platform, this is the main interface. At the top we have the case information, patient name and the designer. Below we load our files. Opening the project folder, you'll find all the files related to this case. When we click save, we define the order form. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I recommend going back and watching it first. In that video, we work on the same case, designing the restoration that sits on top of this model. Now, for those starting from scratch, begin by creating the order form. Click on the tooth and select what you want to design. In this case, we are designing an anatomical crown on an implant, so you must select anatomical crown, screw retained prosthesis, or custom abutment, depending on the indication. Here, we keep the scan selection. Since the scans are already available, we simply save. Make sure the antagonist option is selected so the software understands that an opposing model will also be created. Next, we open Model Creator, which launches a dedicated application for model design. As mentioned, I already designed the restoration beforehand, so I won't load it here. Otherwise, some steps would be skipped. For those creating only the model, simply load the scan data. The software will ask for the maxilla. I usually select the PLY file, then the implant position locator, and finally the antagonist, which in this case is the mandibular arch. This is the first view of the mesh. The software immediately asks for model alignment. Before proceeding, I want to highlight the 3D pre-marking, which is extremely useful in daily workflows. In the lower menu, select the second option and disable Quick Mode, then choose Cutout Dice. I'll explain why. If Quick Mode is enabled, the software loads everything automatically and doesn't allow us to adjust important parameters that help reduce resin consumption. Now we define the final model height. Using the bottom slider, we can increase or decrease the model height. When working with analogs, sometimes the height needs to be increased, but in this case, we can lower it slightly. I know that the Neodente analog will fit comfortably within the space. Next, we load the implant library, which in this case is a GM abutment. As mentioned in the previous video, always select Neodente with the R, as this is the official Neodente library. You can download it directly from their website. I've also posted videos showing how to install different libraries. For this case, we use the 4.5 intraoral scan body, confirm the selection, and align the jig for the best possible fit using the adjustment bar. The software then asks us to edit the 3D meshes, which is extremely important. For example, there are areas in the mandibular arch that won't be used. Removing unnecessary mesh improves presentation and reduces resin usage. We can delete these areas and then proceed. Always use fix and cut intersections, as this improves the interface between the models and creates a better initial occlusal relationship. Next, the software asks us to define the prosthetic emergence profile. Ideally, the prosthesis should be designed first and then the model adapted to it. Since I already designed the prosthesis, the model will already be adapted. I'll cover advanced techniques in future videos, such as removing gingiva from the model to avoid interference. Here, we select Fix Free Drawing to adjust the gingival contour. We exaggerate the gingiva slightly because the prosthetic design already accounts for gingival management. This step is mainly to prevent interference during model use. The analog is already positioned. At this point, we have two options. Simply click OK, which I don't recommend, or go to Gingiva Add and create an artificial gingiva. Gingiva resins can be sticky, so creating a clean cut without touching adjacent teeth is ideal. After creating the gingival cut, we adjust parameters. We don't worry about die settings because this is a hollow model. We set the lower margin to 0 and define the pedestal height to create a clean base. To create a clean base. Drain holes are automatically generated to facilitate resin flow and removal during printing. Next, we add stabilizers. I recommend using internal stabilizers for palatal or lingual areas and external improved pins for additional stability without wasting resin. We can also add text embossing. Everything should appear in blue, not red. Now the model is complete, with gingiva, analog, stabilizers, pins, and personalization as needed. This is the workflow I use daily to create economical, fast, and highly functional models. If this helped you, leave a like, share the video, and feel free to ask questions in the comments. I've already posted videos about different resin types, and today there are many options on the market to customize each case. That's it for today, see you in the next video.